Hello everyone, welcome back to the Power BI project tutorials. This video is the introductory video for the 2019 Cricket World Cup data analysis. So the dataset that we have got contains the information of every single match that has happened between the various countries in cricket, all from the year 2013 till the year 2019. So we have around 12,000 records of data set which we are going to analyze to find out the information and the visualizations that can be created from it. So for your reference, I have already created a report in Power BI. Let us have a look at its snapshot. This is how it is looking. So if we take a look at this report, this is a totally customizable report. That means we have got drop downs for the batsman and the bowler. Right now the statistics that are shown over here is for all the batsmen and all the bowlers in the world combined. That means how many runs they have scored, how many balls they have faced, how many fours they have hit, how many six they have hit for the batsmen. For the bowlers, we have how many wickets they have taken, how many overs they have bowled, how many maidens they have bowled, and how many runs they have conceded. So this is the whole report that we are getting. If you want for a particular batsman, you have this drop down which you can use to select any batsman all over the world and a bowler from all over the world as well. Next we have these data that are being shown, which is the name of the bowler who has taken most wickets, that is Lasith Malinga, and how many wickets he has taken, the batsman who has scored most of the runs and how many runs he had scored during the period of 2013 to 2019. Next we have another customization that is available, from where we can choose a country and its opposition. This choice would allow us to see the biggest margin that this country has won against that opposition and the total result. So here we have the country as India and the opposition as Australia. So this donut chart shows that India has won 12 matches against Australia, lost 13, and there were 2 matches that resulted in a null or a tie or no result effect. This is the line chart that shows the top 5 batsmen who have scored most of the runs during this period and their highest scores. So the highest scores is scored by Rohit Sharma in the and the score is 264 runs. Second is Chris Gayle by 215 runs, and so on. Similarly, we are getting the second line chart, which is for the bowlers, that is the top 5 bowlers who have taken the most wickets, and it shows the number of the wickets, the maximum number of wickets they have taken in a single match, which chart is led by Tim Southee with 7 wickets, followed by Dale Steyn, Lasith Malinga and Mashrafi Mortaza with 6 wickets each. Shakib Al Hasan takes on the 5th spot with 5 wickets in a single match. Last but not the least, we have got a matrix that tells us about all of the countries, the different countries, how many matches they have lost, how many matches they have won, how many matches resulted in a no result and a tied fashion, and what is the total number of matches they have played. Furthermore, it also tells us the total matches that were played during this duration, that is 1293 matches. So this is a look at the snapshot of the report, but as you can see, this is a pretty much interactive report. So what we are going to do is I am also going to show you the actual report in Power BI to see how it works. Okay. So this is the Power BI report that we are getting. Let us first work with this country and the opposition. Right now we have selected some countries, that is India, and its opposition is Australia. So what we are getting is all the data with respect to India. Like right now, if we just unselect this India, then the country changes to all. Now we are getting all the oppositions who have played against Australia. If we just remove Australia from here, then what happens is we are getting all the matches that have happened. What is the biggest margin of a win between all the countries or all the matches that have been played throughout the given time. Now if you just want for a particular country, like I select India over here, then the results are with respect to India. That means 99 matches are won by India and the opposition is selected all. But if you just try to select the same country in country and opposition as well. Like in opposition also I want to select India, so you can see I can search for it, but India is not present. So this is a kind of a constraint that we have applied. However, if you want, you can just select for any other country, like say West Indies. So that data is being shown to us that India has won 13 matches, lost 5, no result in 1, and tied in 1. Furthermore, we are getting the information, this is other customization that we are getting. Right now, this information is for all the bowlers. Let's just select any other bowler. Let's suppose we select Aaron Finch. So the information that we get over here is of Aaron Finch, that is how he has performed. So this is the individual performance of the bowlers that has been shown over to us. Furthermore, there is a search bar which you can use to search for any player. Like let's say we suppose search for Jasprit Bumrah. So we can just search for any player and view its performance over here. If you don't want, you can just remove the selection and the changes would be done to the statistics of all the bowlers or all the batsmen combined. Just like this, you can work with this batsman field as well. So this is the report. This is the final look of the report, and this is exactly what we are going to create in Power BI. So let's just get started from the next video onwards. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Power BI project tutorials. In this video, we are going to start working with the Cricket World Cup dataset. So this dataset is really good. It has got around 12,000 rows. That includes the results of each and every match that was played between the two teams in cricket from the year 2013 all the way to 2019, just before the World Cup started. So this data is what we are going to analyze. I have already created a sample report which I have shared with you all in the previous introductory video. In this particular video, we are going to see the step-by-step process for creating that kind of a report for yourself. So the first step is the extraction of the data set. The data set that is available to us is present in the form of Excel sheets or Excel workbooks. There are 3 different Excel workbooks that are present. Okay. This means our work is somewhat complex over here because we need to import multiple Excel workbooks over here in Power BI. Okay. Now there are various steps through which you can do the same thing, but I'm going to show you the easiest steps of all. So the first thing is that you need to select the source of the data, which is Excel workbook, and select your location. Okay. Otherwise, what you can do is just go to this get data option and select the particular format over here. Like it is present in the form of a CSV file. Our data set is present in the form of a CSV file. So we are going to use that. First of all, let's just work with this first sheet, that is the batsman data sheet. Okay. Click on open. And now you need to wait for a few seconds till this data set is being loaded into Power BI. Now there are 3 steps actually through which you can load multiple sheets into your Power BI, but I'm going to use the simplest of all, which is one loading at a time. Okay. So once you've got this data set preview, you can just click on transform data option because we need to make some changes into our batsman data set, such as remove the redundant columns, play with the values, the null values should be removed, etc. to get the best results, right? As you can see, the number of rows we are getting is 999 plus. This is the serial number of the rows which we don't want, so we can just remove this particular column. Next is the bat 1, that means what is the score of the batsman. So here we have DNB, that means the batsman may not have batted in that particular match. That's why we are getting DNB. So what we are going to do is we are going to just delete this column, because the reason is that because we have another column, that is the runs column, that actually shows us that how many runs that batsman has scored, and this bat 1 column essentially just tells us whether the batsman batted or not, and whether if he batted, was he not out or he was out in that particular match. Okay. So this is something that we don't want in our data set. We are just concerned with the runs, so this column is useless in this particular scenario. In case you want to do an analysis in where you are using whether the batsman was out or not, then this is a really important column. You gotta go with it. Okay. So let me just remove this particular column as well by right clicking and clicking on this remove option. Furthermore, you can also use the delete key. Now the second is this runs column, which tells us about how many runs the batsman have scored. So you can see there are hyphens present here as well. So that means the batsman did not bat in that particular match. So what we are going to do is replace these hyphens with a 0, because if the batsman did not bat, that means he scored 0 runs. We just want the sum of the runs that the batsman has scored. So for this, 0 would essentially work well for us. Similarly, for this BF column, that is the balls faced column, also wherever the hyphen is there, I would be changing it to zeros. Okay. Next is the strike rate column, which we are not concerned with, so let's just remove it. Next two columns, we are going to do similar things, that is the number of 4s they have scored and the number of 6s they have scored or hit. So for all these 4 columns, what I'm going to do is replace the values, that is the hyphens, with the nulls. So what I'm going to do is just select these 4 columns using shift click from the first to the last column. Go to this transform option. Here is this replace values option, or the replace values function. Just select on it. First is the value to find, so hyphen is the value to find, and the value to replace with, I want to replace it with a 0. Then click on OK. So all the values that were hyphens have been removed and have been actually replaced with zeros, right? Next, what do we have is the opposition, that is what was the opposition with which the batsman played. So what we can do is actually again work with this replace values column, because we can see V space and then the name of the country is there. So we don't want that V space, we just want the name of the country. So let's just replace it with none. So what would it do? It would just give us the name of the country against which the batsman has played. The ground and the start date and the match ID is irrelevant to us. So let's just remove these columns. Right click, remove columns. Next we have is the name of the batsman and the player ID, which is redundant. Let's just remove the player ID. So essentially we have now 6 columns, that is the runs they have scored, balls they have faced, number of 4s hit, number of 6s hit, the opposition, and the name of the batsman. Actually, we don't even need the opposition column, because the thing is that for the batsman data, the only data we want is the drop down and the information about the batsman, right? For the opposition, that column is needed, but that is in the matches category. So if you want, you can just remove this particular column as well. This is the whole sheet that we are getting for the batsman data, right? And we would be using it to create values. Now let's just rename it to, let's say, batsman only. And what I'm going to do is just create a copy of it. So here you have this queries option, you can right click, and there is this option to duplicate it. You can just duplicate it, and instead of batsman 2, let's just change its name to batsman data. Why am I duplicating this? This I will tell you just a few seconds later, but for now let's just go with it. Now once you have made all the changes into your Power Query editor, you can just go to the home tab, and there is this close and apply option which you can use. Once you do that, all the changes into your queries would be applied, the query editor window would be closed, and the Power BI desktop would be opened for you. The data that you have created would be loaded into the fields section, from where you can use it to create visualizations or perform any kind of a manipulations in there. Okay. So it's going to take a few seconds. Let's just wait for that much amount of time. Now there is one more thing that I need to discuss, and that is the data type of all of these things, right? Like you can see, if you just select any of these values, like if you say select force, so its data type is text, which we don't want. The force is a whole number, like 1 4 2 4 3 4, how many 4s the batsman has hit. So for this, what we can do is go for a whole number for this particular data type and click on OK. There is a warning message, you can just click on OK. So it's going to take a few seconds and change the type of your data set into a whole number, just like this. Okay. Furthermore, if you want to work with them together, you can again go to this transform data option. which is present in the home tab, and you can in a single click change the data type of all the columns. So again, it would open the Power Query editor. That means once you have loaded your data set, then also you can make some changes into it. So let's just select all the columns whose data type I want to change. Here go to transform option, and then the data type is text. Let's just change it to a whole number. And you can see now the numbers have changed to 123, 123, 123 and 123. Similarly, for this batsman data column also we need to perform the same thing and change its data type to a whole number. Okay. Now we can again go to home and close and apply those changes so that we are able to see those changes. Okay. So again, it's going to load the data set, but this time it's going to be a faster one. Now let's just create the first line of the report that we had in our sample report. The first option that we had was a drop down which allowed us to select the name of the batsman. Okay. So that drop down was created with the help of a visualization, a special visualization known as a slicer. This is a slicer that is present. We can just click on it, and here is its blueprint that's available. What we can do is just drag this batsman field into here. Now what will it do? It will create a list of all the batsmen that are present in our data set. But as you know that one batsman has played many matches, so that many records are present over there. So it won't do that. It would just create a single instance for each of the batsmen, right? Now this is a list format. If you want to change it to a drop down list format, what you can do is click on this arrow, and here is this drop down format. Now it's been changed to a drop down format, which means you can essentially select the batsman using a drop down values like this. Okay, just click on this drop down and this batsman you can select. Now if you want to enable the user to search for the particular player, then you can just click on these three options, three dots. This is the more options, and there is the search option over here. You can just select that option. So a search bar would be there. You can just search for the batsman. Suppose I search for Virat Kohli. So I can just write the name of the batsman, a few letters, and that value would be available for selection. Okay, I can just remove that selection as well. Now let's just work with its size as well, because we want to work, this is very small in size. We want to just change its size. So we can just go to this view option. Here we have this customize current theme option. You can just go to that. So what will it do? It would just customize the theme that is being used. Okay, so we have this text. We can just change the font size to a 15 for general, and for a title let's just change it to an 18. Okay, for cards and KPIs I'm just going to keep it a 30, and for the tab headers let's just go with a 16. Click on apply, and after a few seconds you can see the changes have been applied, and you can see that the size has been increased. If you don't want to search for anything, you can just remove that from the search bar, what you have searched, and that would go away. Okay, next what I'm going to do is add the data for the different fields for this particular batsman data set, right? So for this I'm going to use these cards. Okay, these cards are used to show the information. Right now let's just get the first card to show the runs field. So this is showing 256k runs, which we don't want. We want the exact value. So for that, go to this format tab, make sure the card is selected, go to this data label, and here select the display units to none. So it would show you the exact amount of runs instead of the 256k or something like this. Now I'm just going to copy this visual and paste it using the copy paste options in the home tab, because I want similar kinds of the results. Like instead of the runs field, this time I want the number of the balls that the batsman has faced. So this is the BF field which I can get over here. This shows the number of the balls being faced. Let's just change its name to balls faced for a better understanding, like this. Okay, next we can get again paste this particular visualization, and this would tell us the number of the force that has been hit. So let's just remove this and add the force field, then again paste it and add for the sixes field. That's the number of sixes that the batsman has hit. So let's just remove this runs column and add the sixes column. Okay. Right now we are getting a general view. If you just select a particular batsman, let's just select Aaron Finch. So this tells us about the record of that particular batsman, the number of balls faced, the number of runs scored, fours hit, and the sixes hit. So this is how we have created our batsman field. Just like this, I'm going to create the bowlers field as well. But that is something that we will create in the next video. That's all for this one. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Power BI project tutorials. In this video, we are going to continue our discussion for the creation of the Power BI report for the Cricket World Cup dataset. In the previous videos, we have already cleaned the dataset, actually one workbook of the dataset, and created a report which is looking something like this based upon the batsman data. Okay. In this video, we are going to continue with the same. We are going to create the data that is going to be non-custom, like this collection of the cards that we have created is custom. It's going to change on the basis of the selections that we are going to make over here. So now we are going to create some cards that is going to show us the information about the player who has scored the highest runs and the number of the runs that the player has scored, right? So if you want, you can make some adjustments on the size of these different cards just like this. Now what we're going to do is just create another card. So let's just get a card, place it over here. This is going to show us the name of the player who has scored the maximum runs. So for this, we know that the name of the player is stored in this batsman field. Okay. So we have two things, batsman and the batsman data. Let's just use the batsman data this time. And we are going to drag it into the filters on this visual pane. Now this would allow us to apply a filter. The filter that we are going to apply is that we are going to apply a top-end filtering. That means I want to get the batsman who has scored the most number of runs. So it asks us that by which criteria you want to filter the value. So I want to filter it on the basis of the runs. And I can apply this filter, and once I drag in the name of the batsman into the fields section, then it would give us the name of the batsman who has scored the most runs. Now I can just double click over here and type any message that I want. So most runs scored, that's the name of the batsman who has scored most runs. We can adjust its size a little bit. Okay, now what we're going to do is just copy this visual and paste it. Now instead of the name of the batsman, we want that how many runs he had scored, right? So let's just adjust it a little bit. The size and the adjustment things that you need to do are really essential, so make sure that they are all correct, just like this. Okay, now what we can do is just instead of this most runs scored name of the batsman, let's just get this runs field. So it would tell us the number of the runs that the batsman has scored, and we can go to the format tab to remove this display units to none. Okay, so this would tell us that how many runs that the batsman has actually scored. This is around 10,843 runs. Now just like this, I'm going to create similar field for the bowlers value. The only thing is that I want to get the data which is in the form of a CSV file for this bowlers option. So the steps are going to be same. The only difference is that the fields would be different. Like we would be looking at the number of the wickets taken by the bowler, the number of the maidens they have bowled, etc. So this is the whole data set. Let us just click on transform data to open up the Power Query editor for the bowlers field as well. And for the bowlers also, we are going to create a duplicate because we don't want the values to change just as we are changing or selecting some things in the drop down. Let's just remove the things which we don't need. We need this overs value, we need this maidens value, we need runs value, we need the wickets value. We can remove this serial number column, this economy column, average and the strike rate columns, okay, and the opposition, ground, start date, and the match ID columns. So let's just select all the columns in one go which we want to remove, and remove them all. We can also remove this player ID, we don't need it. We also don't need this particular column. Okay, now let's just replace the values for all of them and provide a 0 for these hyphens. In the case of the overs, we want to provide 0.0. So let's just go to the replace values option and replace it with a 0.0. And what I'm going to do is, instead of the approximate values or the actual values of overs, like you can see 7.5, I'm going to take approximate values of overs, right? So what I'm going to do is change its data type to a whole number. So for 7.5, we now have this 8 as the value. Okay, let's just do the same for the wickets, maidens, and the runs columns as well. Select them all. First, we are going to replace the values of the hyphens with a 0. And then I'm going to just change its data type to a whole number, just like this. Okay, and that's it. We can just change it to bowler. Then what we are going to do is just duplicate it once and then name it as bowler data. Okay, now go to the home tab and click on close and apply to just apply those changes. Now just like the ones we have created for the batsman, we are going to create it for the bowler, but this time we are having a sort of inspiration for us. So what we can do is just copy them all and paste it once and just change the fields in there. Okay, so let's just select them all, copy and paste it. So it's going to take a few seconds. Then we can just drag them all down over here. Okay, so yeah, this field has not been copy pasted. Let's just do it again, copy it and paste it. Okay, now instead of this batsman value over here, I'm going to get the bowler value. So let's just get this bowler over here. That would give us the name of all the bowlers. Instead of the runs, let's just get the wickets that have been taken by the bowler. We can just change its name to wickets. So balls faced, we are going to write the number of the maidens that the bowlers has bowled. So maiden overs, so maidens, let's just write that over there. Then instead of fours, let's see that how many overs they have bowled in total. Instead of sixes, how many runs they have conceded. Okay, let's just remove this here, and runs conceded. Okay, we can again adjust these positions. So let me just adjust them quickly. Similarly, for the for this filter, instead of the batsman, we want the bowler. Okay, so let's just select the duplicate data this time. We want the bowler. Again, we have to go with the top end filtering. We want the top one bowler who has taken the most wickets. Okay, because that is the criteria for the bowlers. We can just write the name of the bowler over here. So that tells us that which bowler has taken the most wickets. So we can just change it to most wickets taken, like this, and let's just delete this visual. What we are going to do is just copy paste this particular visual this time, because the filters there are appropriate. All we need to do is just change the value here to the wickets. Okay, and we can just change it to wickets. Okay, so this is what we have got. Now what I'm gonna do is just select all of them and group them together. So these are the things that I want to group together. This is group 1, and this is the permanent results that I want to group in another group. You can use control click to select multiple of them and then group them together, right? So this is for the batsman and the bowlers data that we have created. Now let us just get our third sheet, that is for the opposition and the team data, that is the ODI match results sheet. Okay, let's just open it, and it would give us the third customization, that is in which we are selecting the country and its opposition and the winning margin. So let's again click on the transform data option to open up the Power Query editor. There are some changes that we need to do in this as well. So let's see. Let's just see which columns we want to remove first. Okay, so we want to remove this column, PR column. All these are the irrelevant columns. Let's just remove them. Now we are left with the result column, the margin column, the opposition column, and the country column. For the opposition, we are going to transform the values by removing this V sign everywhere. So V space, and we are just going to replace it with none. And for the margin, as you can see, there is this dash symbol or the hyphen symbol. So I'm just going to actually not replace the values, but what I'm going to do is apply a filtering criteria in which I'm just going to remove all these values with a hyphen. That means the match was probably abandoned or something like this. Okay, but that would pose a problem, because if the match was abandoned and if we remove those values, then only 2 results are possible, lost and won. But there are multiple results possible. So what we can do is we are going to remove the hyphen values, but later on. But first of all, in the results section, you can see we are getting many of the matches like abandoned, cancelled. We don't want those matches. We just want the lost matches, no result matches, tied matches, and the won matches. Now if we just click on OK, you can see we are getting no results. So in that case, we are going to replace the values of hyphen with a 0 and click on OK. Right, that's it. This is our final result, and this also we want to create a copy of. So let's just rename it as results and duplicate it. Okay, so results data is going to be a duplicated value. Now let's just close it and apply it into the Power BI desktop. So that's all for this video. In the next video, we will see the basics of all the visualizations that we are going to create through this third CSV file, that is this results file. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Power BI project tutorial. The project we are working on is the Cricket World Cup data analysis. So this is what we have created up till now, and we have already imported and worked with the third sheet in our data set, that is the results sheet for the matches and the results. Now the sole purpose of writing this particular data set was these kind of values was that they were the customized values, right? So basically, if we select any name of the batsman or the bowler from the drop down, the values might show their performance criteria, and this was the fixed values. So that is why we created duplicates of each of these data sets, because creating the duplicates would allow us to create these different kinds of performing cards. Otherwise all of them would be filtered once we filter any of the values from the drop down. Okay, that's why I have created duplicates of each of these data, right? So now let's just work with the third, that is the results data. So we want the visualizations which we have already created. So what I'm going to do is, instead of creating them from scratch, I'm just going to copy paste them. The simple way is copy pasting, and it is also very efficient because I don't have to redo the whole thing again and again, when what I want is a similar results. Like this is a drop down I want for the country, similar I want for the opposition. the drop downs I want for the opposition. So I can just paste them and drag them over here. Okay. Now instead of the bowler, let's just remove this bowler from here. I am just going to this results section and get this country into here. Okay. And similarly from here also I have to remove this bowler. So let's just select this particular visualization, remove the bowler from here and select the opposition in this case. Okay. So the country and the opposition would be selected, and on the basis of that a pie chart would be there that would be regulated, or basically a donut chart. The pie chart and a donut chart both have the same purpose, that is to show the distribution of the results or the information. So you can select either one of them. I'm using a donut chart because that's something that I like better than the pie chart. You can adjust its size, etc. as per your wish. Then you can go to the focus mode because that would give you a full screen view of the chart, right? And here I'm going to just drag in the results option. So the legend would be occupied by the results, and in the values also I'm just going to get in the results, that is the count of the results. Okay. Let's just click on apply changes for this, and here you can see that we are getting this hyphen in the columns, so which we don't want. So let's just go to this results option and apply a filter, that is which we are going to select all except this hyphen. So what will it do is it would apply a appropriate filter, that is won, lost, no result and tied. The changes that we can do is like changing its data colors. So we can just go to the format tab. Here is this data colors tab. For the one we can just write or assign a green color to it. That's kind of like a celebratory thing, right? For the lost we can assign a kind of a red color, shade of a red. Okay, just like this. And for the no result and a tied, a purple color is there, which is good. For a no result we can assign probably a shade of blue, okay, to get into the neutral grounds, right? That no result, that's a neutral thing. Now what we can do is we can also make some changes into its title. So let's just go into this title. We can just write results over here in the title. Okay, let's go back to the report to see how it is looking as a whole. It's looking good. Now it is showing us the matches and the percentage as well. Suppose we don't want the percentage, we just want the number of the matches. So for that you can go to this detail labels option and select data value in the label style. So it would only give you the number of the matches that have been played between them. Now if you just select any country from here, suppose let's just select the first country that we get, okay, Bangladesh. Let's just select Bangladesh. So it would tell you about the results of Bangladesh team against all the opposition, that they have won 47 matches, lost 43 and 5 matches resulted in no result. So this is the customization that we are able to do. Let me just adjust its size a little bit real quick. So I have made the size adjustments. Apart from that, I have also centered this results. For this you can just go to this format tab, make sure the particular visualization is selected, go to the format tab. Here in the titles section there is a place, in the titles section, here you can just select its alignment. So I selected the center alignment. Okay, now what I'm going to do is add another card that would show us the margins, right? So let's just get a card from here, from the visualizations pane. So it would show us the maximum margin with which the country has won against the opposition. So let's just adjust it a little bit. The shape adjustments you can do as per your wish. I'm going to apply a filter, that is the margin. It should be a top n filtering. That means it should go in the top 1 category by margin. By the result, if the result is the winning result. Okay, so we cannot apply the result over here, so let's just apply the margin over here. and click on apply filter. Okay, and then I'm just going to add another filter, that is the results filter, and in this I'm just going to select 1. That means only the winning matches for the country, and then add the margin into the fields, right? So that is giving me the 91 runs margin. So that means Bangladesh has won maximum by the margin of 91 runs against all the oppositions that it has played, right? Let me just make some adjustments into the size over here. Okay, now instead of the first margin, let's just select the biggest margin. There is another way through which you can just change the title of the things, and that is through this particular value over here. Okay, both are valid, you can choose either one of them. Now what I'm going to do is just select them all and group them together like this. So right click, go to this group option and this group. So we have got 3 groups right now, and we are going to work with the rest of the visualizations. Okay, we are done with this third group as well. Now what we are going to do is we are going to work with the simple visualizations, the charts, the matrices that were created. So first of all, let's just go with the creation of a matrix. Now matrix is just like a table that it is used to show a data, but the table shows the data with the column headers. The matrix shows the data with the column as well as the row headers, right? So what we are going to do is, in the rows we are going to get in the countries, but this time the duplicate data set must be used so that no changes occur when we select a particular country or opposition. So let's just select country into the rows, the result into the columns, and the values of the results into the columns. But instead of the first result, here we would be selecting the count of the results. Okay, so this would give us the count on that how many matches were won, lost, etc. And we are going to apply a filter on the result section, that is the hyphens, the 3 hyphen values that we are getting, that we don't want. Okay, so now it's been applied. If you want to customize the way your matrix is looking, you can just go to the format tab. Here are the simple styles. The default style, which is the simple style that's been selected. You can just select any style for yourself that you fancy and that would work for you. Okay, like this style I've selected, I like it. It's simple, minimal, and goes with my theme. In case you are wondering that if you want to change the color, then you can do that as well, right? Like now you can see the column headers and the row headers are selected. So if you just go to this column headers option, there is this background color. You can select any color you want. Suppose I select this blue color, so now it would be changed. Also you can change the font color, the font family, etc. Simply for the row headers as well, you can just select it in blue. You can just select the outlines as well, like I want the whole outlines to be there. You can adjust the size if you don't want these drop downs to be visible, these scrolling bars to be visible. Okay, so this is how my table is looking and I'm pretty happy with it. Next, what I'm going to do is create 2 more visualizations, that is the line charts for the batsman and the bowlers data, but that is somewhat complex, so we would see that in the next video. That's all for this one. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Power BI project tutorials. This video is in continuation with the previous videos for the Cricket World Cup dataset analysis, and in this video we are going to create 2 complex visualizations for ourselves to just complete this report. Then we are going to add some of the final touches to the report just to make it much more presentable than it is right now. So let's just get started without any further ado. This is the chart that we want, the line chart. Okay, so this is the space that it's going to take. Let me just adjust it, and yeah, now we can just go into the focus mode because it would give us the full screen view of this particular visualization. right? And I'm going to select the duplicate batsman data and the duplicate bowlers data for this purpose, okay, just to avoid the confusions that arise during customization of the values, right? So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to apply the filter. That is, I want that how many runs have been scored by the top 5 batsmen, okay? So if I just get the batsmen into the axis and the runs that they have scored into the values, so this is what I'm getting. There are too many batsmen, right? I don't want all of them. I just want the top 5 batsmen. So let's just go into this filters pane and apply a filter. That is a type of a top n filtering. And this time I want top 5 batsmen. So let's just select 5. And what is the criteria? That is the runs is the criteria. We can just apply the filter. Okay. So this is these are the top 5 batsmen and the runs they have scored. Okay, the total runs they have scored. But I don't want the total runs they have scored. I want what is their highest score. Okay. So this tells me, this line chart basically tells me the score of the top 5 batsmen, the total score. But I don't want the total score. I want the maximum score. That is the difference. Okay. The highest individual score that I want. So for this, I need to do a very simple trick. That is here in the runs column. I just need to go to this drop down option and just select maximum. When I select maximum, it would show me the highest runs or the maximum individual score of each of these batsmen. Okay. Just like this. For Rohit Sharma, we have got 264. For Chris Gayle, we have got 200 and something, 215. Okay, so I want to get these scores visible as well, like they are important. So instead of just hovering over it and waiting for a few seconds for the tooltip to appear, what I can do is go to this format option and add something called as data labels. Let me just toggle it to on and change the way it is looking. So let me just change its color, that is the font color, to white, and I am just going to change its background to a black. Okay, let me just decrease its transparency to a 0%, just like this. Okay, furthermore, if you want, you can just work with the data colors as well to change the data colors. Like I want a shade of green to be there for the runs. Okay, so you can just select the data colors, and now what we are going to do is work with the title. So like right now the title is max of runs by batsman. So what I'm gonna do is just provide it a title that maximum runs or highest individual score, highest individual score of, and instead of the batsman, let's just go with top 5 batsmen. Okay, so highest individual score by top 5 batsmen, top 5 batsmen. That's looking good. Let me just go back to the report to see how this visualization is looking as a part of the report. So this is how it is looking. It's looking pretty good. Let me just adjust its dimensions a little bit. Okay, and just like this I have created for the batsman, I can create one for the bowlers as well. So what I'm gonna do is, you guessed it right, copy this visual and paste it, because that would allow me to make a fewer changes. The only thing that I need to do is just drag it here, delete the filters because I don't want the normal filters, and delete the fields as well. Okay, and let's just remove the batsman filter as well. Get to the duplicate bowler data. Here is the bowlers data. Let's just get there. We want the bowler names and the number of the wickets that they have taken. Okay, in the bowlers we don't want all the bowlers, we just want the top 5 bowlers. So let's just go with the filtering of top n. It's going to be the top 5. Let's just add 5 here, by the number of the wickets that they have taken. Click on apply filter. And I don't want the total number of wickets that they have taken. What I do want is the maximum wickets that they have taken in a single innings, right, for the top 5 bowlers. So that's going to be taking a few seconds to load. As you can see, this loading sign. Then it would show us the wickets. Okay, now we can just change its name as well, like highest wickets taken in an innings by top 5 bowlers. By is going to be added by default. All I need to do is add top 5 bowlers. So top 5 bowlers, right, and click on enter. So that's how it's done. You want to change the data colors, you can of course change it. So let's just go to the format tab, to the data colors option to change it. Now I have got an opportunity to just go with the same label, data labels as in the batsman category, and that's why I don't have to add them. Now you can just collapse all these panes, we don't need them anymore. To get a look at your report, this is how it's looking. Now what all changes you can do is, like, you can add a background color for your page or some kind of an image on the background just to make it much more presentable, but that's just a personal choice. In case you're wondering how to do that, you can go to the visualizations pane again, go to the format tab. Now if none of your visualizations are selected, then this visualizations tab will give you the liberty to work with a page, like a page background or a page wallpaper. So if you go to this page background, here you can select any color or add any kind of an image. So you can download any image from the internet and use it as a background and also control its transparency. I'm not going to do that because I'm happy with the way it is looking. The only thing that I'm going to work with is a simple text. So I'm going to go to the insert tab to insert a shape. This is the shape that I want to insert. Let's say a rounded rectangle. This is what I want to insert. And what will this shape do? It would actually tell me that what is going on in this particular report, right? So let me just make some adjustments. Here, go to this format shape option. If you want to change the fill color, you can just go to this fill option. Here is this color. Let me just get a darker shade of blue. That's been the prime in this whole report. And then if you want to add some text, make sure to toggle this text button to on. Go to the text and add some text, like Cricket World Cup data analysis. Okay, and let me just change the text size to probably 20 points. That's looking big. So to 18 points, that should be working fine, right? So now this is how our whole report is looking like, and this is the final report that we have got. This is fully customizable. That means you can customize it to view whatever data you want. Some of the values are fixed, some are customizable, so that's totally up to you, totally your choice, which you want to customize and which you want to use as this only. That's it for this particular project. That's it for this video. I hope you all have enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.